Tyrion left because he's the Emperor's son. And if he'd been caught with a low-born whore, his father would have made an example of her. Fair enough, except for one glaring problem. They resumed their relationship under the Emperor's roof! So let me get this straight. Dating her quietly outside the palace was too dangerous, but sneaking around with her inside the palace is fine.
In full view of everybody. Hiding in plain sight.
And speaking of the Emperor's roof, the world building in general is shockingly thin.
I'm so bored of creative, entertaining books. You know what we need? We need a disgusting and shambolic cookie-cutter enemies to lovers romantasy novel so that we can sync our periods up. Was that too misogynistic? Good.
It's never.
In this, in this rendition of ACOTAR, repackaged as a totally new story, our heroine Arvel faces a path wrought with peril. If she can survive the Sundering, the arena where only the strongest survive and are handpicked for the Emperor's personal guard, then she can fulfill her nearly impossible vow to kill the Emperor himself. I'll be honest, if I was this woman's agent, I'd look her in the eyes and say, you bloody disgrace, this is Hunger Games.
Literally.
She's a bloody... You think she wasn't going to notice?
Literally.
You're a disgrace. And there's worse coming up as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, she should be executed.
I don't understand how you can look yourself in the face. How do you live with yourself?
How do you live?
I don't know.
How do you actually live with yourself?
Oh gosh. Well,
I hope she's a bot.
Hopefully, well, I was going to say, hopefully this pays off your mortgage or whatever you intended. Hopefully you at least meet those goals.
That's what I hope that money makes.
Pause this video right now. Go and read We Who Will All Die by
Stacia Stark. And when you read it, you can join us for the discussion.
Or you can join us anyway, because we're going to tell you all about it. My name's Elijah.
And I'm Joseph, and welcome to the Aisha Library. She should be ashamed of herself.
Only I would denounce her, but only because she's a Stark. You know, they're North members.
Oh my God, it's never ending. It's never ending. The little nods and callbacks. But anyways, we'll get into it.
We've all read this type of romantasy before. I'm not going to waste your time by listing the obvious similarities between this book and other popular favourites.
I will.
I went in fully aware that this would be a remix of a well-worn blueprint, one that's been tried, tested and widely loved. That's fine, but if you're going to follow the formula, then I expect you to match the standard. I want to love the main character the way we love Violet Sorrengail. Yeah. I don't need a male interest to be deadlier than Rhysand, but I expect to respect him. I need to respect him. And if nothing else, I expect a plot that's at least as tight as the other fantasy darlings currently dominating the genre. Newsflash, the plot is all over the place. Arvel, our main character, is the eldest sibling and has been forced into a maternal role for her two younger brothers, particularly one who's disabled. He suffers from severe breathing difficulties and will die without a very expensive life-saving tonic that he must take regularly. So far, so good. Then, out of nowhere, a powerful vampire appears and offers Arvel a deal. He will heal her brother permanently, all expenses paid. In return, she must kill the Emperor. Now,
seems fair.
Killing the Emperor is a big ask, but let's temporarily set that aside on how wildly unbalanced that deal is and focus on the real elephant in the room. Why Arvel? Is she the most skilled fighter in the realm? No. Is she the most powerful magician? No. Does she have regular access to the Emperor? No. Does she serve him in any capacity? Food? Does she change his linens? Or maybe she services him at bedtime perhaps? No, and absolutely not.
Nothing.
So why would Bran, a powerful calculating vampire, choose Arvel, somebody who's not an assassin, not combat ready, and actively injured? The book never gives us a satisfying answer, and that lack of justification undermines the entire premise. Instead of clarity, we're given cheap flashbacks to Arvel's youth with a mysterious figure known as T, the same T who's very much dead to her in the present timeline. These scenes feel less like meaningful character work and more like narrative stalling. And then there's the Emperor himself. We're told he's a terrifying, big, bad vampire, the ultimate target of Arvel's mission. Yet, he has almost no development. For someone whose assassination is supposedly the spine of the story, he has so little page presence. When your central antagonist feels like an afterthought, something has gone very wrong. Was that a big issue for you, Joseph, or was it a case of the author knowing what her fans are here for? The character development of more important characters take precedent over the Emperor?
Well, the first you made a lot of great points there. First of all,
I
but
know.
one one of the first things is this is first book of the Empire of Blood saga or whatever. So there's gonna be a whole lot of crap
It's,
to come after this.
You just want money.
Yeah, it's just say that.
Just
say
ask
that.
for our money.
Do you
We
know what
just
I
give
mean?
it to you to get you to go away.
Take my money. You know the fry me.
She's saying it like she's gifting us with a
Oh
trilogy.
my
You
God.
don't write
More
a
to
trilogy.
go.
You don't write a trilogy. You earn a trilogy.
Best
you
believe.
write a book and people want more, and then you write more. You don't give us a trilogy.
Exactly, straight away.
How dare you? Who do you think you are?
You should be backhanded. But and here's the funny thing is you best believe it won't be a trilogy as well. It will probably be some manner of pentology where there'll be 5 books maybe.
No,
you might get 4 or 5.
6. You got to stretch
Yeah,
it
of
to 6.
course. You got it these days. Can't do
And then
trilogy
she's
anymore.
gonna probably bring
Who do you think you are, George
one
R. R.
of the
Martin?
characters. Maybe a Mayville's gonna spring off and maybe do her own thing.
Oh, of course, 100%.
Oh
You know, like
my
Lever and
God.
Lark and then Butcher and
Oh.
Blackbird start linking up. Everyone wants a cinematic universe
Yeah,
now.
of course.
Everyone wants one now. But you know what's even worse? I remember you was asking it. Why would, Bran want to, why would he want Arvel to murder
Yeah.
the Emperor? I was like, if she was in any way capable of murdering Emperor, why don't she just murder Bran, take the medicine? What the hell is this book?
Exactly. It'd be much
Ridiculous.
easier. Bran
Then you won't be a fugitive for murdering the Emperor.
Bran came up to her and said, "Yeah, I bought all the medicine in a 50-mile radius. It's all here, but all you got to do is kill them."
I would have killed him already. Like, why are you still talking? Why is he still alive? That should have killed him already. Do your duty.
That's a very good.
How are you gonna be able to run from an empire with a sick brother in that's just not looking good. Realistically, I was like, killing the Emperor is not an option for you. You do understand that, right? Even if you could do it, which you can't. I can tell this is going to be a tough one to get into. Not because it's badly written, but because it's terribly written. I'm just kidding. The real reason is that in these romantasy sort of books, you tend to get bombarded with a bunch of fantasy names and fantasy places. And honestly, when you're trying to read 2 books in a week, ain't nobody got time for that. When you read a lot of fantasy as well, all the characters and names and places kind of start to congeal together in your head. I noticed you was like, I'm not going to bore you with the similarities, then proceeded to bore us with the similarities. I'll do the same.
I've done it much worse before,
Yeah.
but this time I kind of just glossed over it.
Is it Feyre from Prydian, or is it Violet Sorrengail from Navarre? Today it's Arvel Dacian from Lysoria.
Yeah.
It sounds the same. Arvel is a bit of a, how can I put this? Bit of a road chick. She's got a sick brother and works as a bodyguard in a poverty-stricken district, of Lysoria. Oh, and there's vampires. I can already tell she's going to be that female protagonist. The hard-as-nails one that fights with daggers, and the male love interest is going to have a demeaning nickname for her that she secretly likes. Let's put a 5 on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been down this road before,
done it.
and it was just a disgrace how little effort was put into the world building, and it was disgraceful.
That's what I've put. It
was disgraceful.
I thought it was shockingly bad.
There was one thing I liked about it, but we'll get onto it. Let me make you.
I liked
let me
that I
let you
got
make
to
your
the
next
end.
point.
But no, the world building was disgraceful.
It was shocking.
No attempt. It's like
couldn't be asked to even make it look like she tried.
This is the thing, right? Look, we know what you're doing when you have a story like this. We know what you're doing, but we will humor you. But just give us something good.
It's a good story. I'm prepared to.
Because remember, we've read books
anything.
like was it Quicksilver? I liked it. You didn't really like it, but you know, Quicksilver with Ceres, and her mother was a whore.
Oh,
And
okay,
the
yeah.
soldiers
It's
pissed
coming
on
back to
her.
me. Yeah, it's coming
Slit
back
her
to me.
throat and pissed on her.
I like that part.
But yeah, but come on, we can tell when you don't make an effort.
Yeah, you can at least make it look like he tried as well. And the funny thing is, if it's a good story, I'm prepared to put up with anything, any number of disgraceful, shambolic performances.
So Orville accepts the absurdly precarious deal: kill the Emperor in exchange for saving her brother's life. Her plan: enter the annual tourney, fight for the chance to become a novice, and eventually land a position in the King's Guard for the sole purpose of assassinating the most powerful man in the Empire. Already, this feels like a logistical nightmare, but fine, we'll suspend disbelief. Then she just bumps into Tyrion. Yes, that Tyrion, the mysterious T from her past, the man she once loved and now loathes, the man who vanished one day with no explanation and shattered her heart. We, as the readers, are told this abandonment was devastating. Except when they reunite, When they reunite, it barely registers. There's no real anger, no meaningful confrontation, no emotional reckoning. They exchange a few words, and before you know it, they're kissing. And shortly after that, Tyrion is offering unwavering devotion. The blandest possible explanation why he left. The plainest, safest attention imaginable. And Arvel just accepts it. Easy peasy. She sulks for about 5 seconds before forgiving everything and starts swallowing his dick. And honestly, Arvel is my type of girl.
God, I knows that place.
She's my type of girl. Then, right on cue, the author pulls out the most overused romantasy excuse of all time. I did it to protect you. Boring!
Yeah,
this justification has been done to death. Why can't men in romance books just be selfish? Why must every emotional destructive decision be reframed as noble, self-sacrifice? Let fuckboys be fuckboys.
100%. Make fuckboys great again.
According to the book, Tyrion left because he's the Emperor's son. And if he'd been caught with a low-born whore, his father would have made an example of her. Fair enough, except for one glaring problem. They resumed their relationship under the Emperor's roof! So let me get this straight. Dating her quietly outside the palace was too dangerous, but sneaking around with her inside the palace is fine.
In full view of everybody.
The fuck?
Hiding in plain sight.
That's not tragic romance, that's stupidity.
Hiding in plain sight.
And speaking of the Emperor's roof, the world building in general is shockingly thin.
It's terrible.
It's shockingly thin. The author makes no effort to ground us in the setting. Rooms blur together. Locations feel interchangeable. The wider world might as well not exist. Sure, we get the occasional griffin. And of course, the obligatory wyvern. Because heaven forbid we use the forbidden D word.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why
Jesus
do fantasy
Christ.
authors seem allergic to the word dragon?
They think they're going to... I don't know what they... It's like zombie as well. People like make zombie apocalypse things. They're allergic to the word zombie. The walkers, the eaters. Say zombie, man.
Yeah, exactly. And I reiterate, Arvel is my type of girl. Quick to forgive, easy to turn on, and not very bright at all. Did you like her as much as our main character, as much as I did?
Honestly,
you don't even know how to answer.
I literally didn't. I found her just unremarkable. I just didn't care. I just didn't really care, to be honest. She was just unremarkable. And then out of nowhere, she just becomes like the most powerful. Like, it's the same sort of shit, man. It's the same sort of stuff.
So how did that? Her sigil, whatever that means, it means
it's
that
the same thing as Signet in fucking Fourth Wing. It's the same thing.
So it means that she gets to take people's powers when she kills them.
Peter Petrelli.
But how exactly? No.
Yeah, Sylar. When she defeats enemy,
Peter Petrelli just can take it. He can borrow it.
That's the only way you can upgrade on what she's got, though.
Yeah. So she takes powers when she kills people, but she's been killing people. So how come she only knows this now?
I thought she got the power from the Griffin, the first Griffin. That's what I thought she got the power from.
I don't know if this was explained because I thought she got the power from the Griffin. She got the shielding power from the Griffin because she killed the Griffin.
Okay. Oh, so she's been at it then.
That's what the book kind of explained. That's what her signet. Is it signet? Yeah, that's what a signet is. I don't know.
No, sigil. Sigil.
That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah. I knew it.
Oh my days, this book's a disgrace, mate. It's a disgrace. There's nothing original about it. When her brother's health deteriorates even further, Arvel is approached by a powerful vampire. He holds the medicine that she needs to save her brother, and yet there's no such thing as a free lunch, even in Lysoria. In order to win her brother's salvation, she must enter the Sundering, the brutal gladiator-style trials, earn her way to the side of the Emperor, Vallius Corvus, and ultimately assassinate him. No pressure there then. As a setup, I actually don't think it's too bad. It's quite straightforward. It's a plot we can easily follow. I dislike when books that already have a complex world building also have a complicated plot. Like, I am an alcoholic. I don't have the mental capacity to run too many tasks at once. I was thinking we can follow that plot. Get in, kill the Emperor, get out.
And this is a premise that promises a stealth mission.
Absolutely. The whole thing is really a stealth mission, so it has to come into it at some point.
Exactly. I mean, what we were promised and what we received, you know,
night and day.
reality versus expectations.
This is men versus boys out there.
It isn't long before we're introduced to Rorrik, Tyrion's supposedly evil brother. As a man we are repeatedly told should never be trusted under any circumstances. So, naturally, Arvel trusts him. She confesses that she's there for one reason, and one reason only, to kill his father, the Emperor. Rorik's response? I'll help you. Come with me. And surprise, surprise, he tricks her. Rorrik bewitches Arvel, manipulating her into killing an innocent man while making her believe she's assassinating the Emperor. And I'll give credit where it's due. This scene was genuinely effective. The tension of her hiding beneath the Emperor's bed, concealed in the trapdoor, the slow build, the strike, the frantic escape, it worked well and I enjoyed it a lot. I liked it even more when the illusion shattered and Arvel realised she'd been played, and best of all when she confronts Rorrik, because Rorrik, the menace that he is, doesn't even apologise, he taunts her. "You foolish girl," he sneers. "Did you really believe somebody could hide in the Emperor's closet? You trusted me after one conversation? I'm embarrassed for you. Wait, you thought that a guest room was the Emperor's quarters? I wonder what kind of slum you grew up in." Blow after blow. I couldn't sit there and take that. You'd have to pay.
You'd have to come to fisticuffs.
Yeah. Man was just
not gonna let you
your
disrespect
whole
me
being.
like that. Not
Man
gonna let you
said
disrespect me like
a
that.
guest room.
Don't talk about where I grew up, bro.
Man said you thought the guest room was the Emperor's quarters. Later.
He said, I could never sleep. I could never sleep. I'm never dirty myself.
He thought that was, man said you thought that was the Emperor's quarters. That
So you know-
guest room.
You know it's that closet.
Jesus. But yeah. But here's the frustrating part. As much as I like the scene, I ultimately think this was a lazy narrative decision. This moment could have changed everything. Arvel could have killed the Emperor, the story could have pivoted, the book could have transformed into something far more interesting, an on-the-run fantasy, a fractured empire, real consequences. But that would have required commitment, actual world building, a willingness to let the plot breathe. Instead, the author presses the reset button and steers us safely back to the pre-approved Romantasy track. And look, it's fantasy. Let's go on an adventure. Let the story evolve. Or am I being greedy for wanting something unexpected? That said, I do want to give credit where it's due. Rorrik was easily the best character in the book. Sharp, cruel, intelligent, and actually interesting. And sometimes people mistake older brothers for villains, when really they're just misunderstood.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Well, if sometimes they're misunderstood, then logically sometimes they're perfectly understood. But no, in all seriousness, I feel like the way to go with these romantasy novels is fine doing what everybody else does. Where you need to pay attention is do what everybody else doesn't do, and that's where you'll stand out. So it's fine if you use all the fantasy names and have all the same tropes. If you make good characters that I actually care about, this will be the best romantasy book because nobody else has done that.
So do you think that was would you co-sign my reasoning that this was a lazy writing decision for her not to kill the Emperor and go on the run and whatnot?
Yeah.
Because the story could have transformed into something that had pacing. I don't know, Tyrion could have taken her and gone on the run and shirked his responsibilities, and maybe Rorrik could have been sent to apprehend them.
She's
and bring
setting
them
up
back.
the sequel, bro. She wants the Emperors to be the big
yeah, but
bad.
we could set up the sequel, but she's setting up the sequel in a safe way and whatnot.
Mate, I don't even know where she was. I don't even know where she was going with the plot. I'm gonna be honest. So I just feel like the whole plot needs binning. There's nothing wrong with the world. The world building obviously could be better, but there's nothing wrong with the world. There's nothing wrong with the story of she's got to go in and kill the Emperor, etc., etc. I'd rather it be for personal reasons. That would make more sense because, like I said, fighting this one random guy who's got the medicine right in front of me cannot be worse than trying to fight the fucking Emperor. Yeah. Bear in mind, you have to go through that arena to get there, just to get to his god. So that cannot be easier, that route. So the whole story makes no sense.
She didn't say, I'll go there and I'll see if it's possible.
Do you know what I mean?
She's made a blood oath or whatever it was. It was worse than that.
It was way worse. It's way worse.
Infinity, was it Infinity?
Yeah, he was
or something like
now
that?
for forever as well. And it's just crazy because she could literally do all that, come back, and he could be like, yeah, man, this was fake.
Yeah.
What? Now what?
Or can't heal him, sorry.
Or
he's dead already.
Or no. Or whatever. It's ridiculous. So for me, in that instance, I'm just like, medicine's in there, yeah? Let me see before I agree.
Yoink.
Shing! 100%. That must be the South London in me. From one perspective, I can tell the author has done a bit of research. The themes of this story are heavily influenced by ancient Rome, with lots of Roman customs repackaged as fantasy lore. Arvel trains in a ludus, which was an ancient Roman gladiator school. Words like imperius and primus we get from Latin. As a self-confessed ancient Rome nerd, it's tickling my fancy. However, for every good thing the author's done so far, she's also committed shambolic offences in equal number. Everywhere I look, I see nods to other fantasy works, and in very obvious places. There's a character called Bran,
Yeah.
and a character called Jorah, a character called Tyrion.
Yeah.
That's Game of Thrones. There's a gladiatorial arena. That's Sunrise on the Reaping. It's set in a dystopian world with districts. That's Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Arvel's former best friend before her untimely death in arena was called Cassia. You know, Katniss. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but it's like, even the author's surname is Stark. Any one or two of these would be fine on its own, but honestly, I find it really hard to believe they're all accidental.
Yeah.
I suspect the story was written by a ghostwriter who just smashed out something formula. They gave it a new title with a fake author's name, got it out there. If that's true, it shows you the state of readers today. People are going, this is going to be the next big fantasy thing, and I was just like, this shouldn't be anything.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's formula, and it's like exactly the same as ACOTAR, exactly the same as Fourth Wing, but ACOTAR and Fourth Wing have their own things. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're bad, but they have their own things. It's original.
And they came out first, so
Exactly.
they already have the fan base.
100%.
They're building on fan base. You're trying to carve something out for yourself.
100%. Dropping like first of many. It's just like, we didn't even want this one.
Yeah.
And you're here trying to pitch us the trilogy or whatever.
There's a scene where Rorrik drinks from Arvel as a punishment after she jumps into an arena without being ordered to. The Emperor wants her dead for her insubordination, and this is Rorik's way of effectively saving her life. On paper, it's a solid setup. Rorrik even says something along the lines of, I could make this pleasurable for you, but I know you'd hate that more. And this is where the author chickens out. Instead of committing, we could have got Arvel moaning, biting her lip, reacting physically to the evil brother, all while Tyrion is forced to watch. It felt like a deliberate tease that went nowhere, and worse, it undercut Arvel's character. That was cowardly. That was a cowardly decision. Not because it was dark, because the author didn't follow through on the consequences. A moment like that could have shattered Arvel's innocence, created genuine tension between the brothers, or introduced cracks in the Tyrion-Arvel relationship. If he saw his girl moaning up, because of his brother.
Yeah, no, legit.
Instead, it's waved away like it never happened. And honestly, I'm already struggling to see the real chemistry between Tyrion and Arvel as
100%.
it is. Tyrion is almost never present when she actually needs him. She's constantly searching for him, and he's only ever turns up after the action's ever finished, every single time. That truly bothered me. I've never come across a male main character who doesn't fight alongside his woman, or at the very least fight for her. Yet we're supposed to believe that this is some great epic romance. And then there's the bigger issue. This book feels like it's forcing a trilogy. The entire premise is about killing the Emperor, and that doesn't even happen. The plot goes nowhere. One of the brothers could have killed Bran at the very start and rescued her brother. We were robbed of a stealth mission. Instead, Tyrion just turns up with the brothers.
Yeah.
Why? Was that a lazy writing decision again? Because, Tyrion just leads Arvel into the room. I've got a surprise for you. And there's your brothers.
Yeah.
We were robbed of all that action.
100%. It would have been nice to see it rather than hearing about it again.
The ending made the entire thing feel pointless. When you write a fantasy with a plot this familiar, and let's be honest, this one's extremely familiar, you have to do something special with it. I don't mind reading the same blueprint over again and again. I can enjoy it, but the good ones always have something distinctive, a bold character choice, a world twist, a narrative risk. This book had none of that. It felt bottom of the barrel in both setup and execution. Basic, safe, forgettable. After books like The Fourth Wing exist, an author really should be embarrassed to release something like this, half committed. Safe to say I have zero interest in continuing this series. The audiobook was quite good though.
Oh, was
the
it?
voiceovers and all that was quite
Fair
good.
enough.
What did you think of the ending, and did you close the book thinking, that was all worth it?
Oh god, no. But one thing that I was thinking is, I don't remember when this was. It might have been halfway, it might have been 2/3 of the way through the book. I was thinking, Arvel's gonna end up with Rorrik, because I was like, there's no way, because I was just so utterly unconvinced by the Arvel and Tyrion love story. I was just like, oh, she's going to pick his older brother. Because I could definitely see a female protagonist doing that.
The only problem is we've had that already in ACOTAR, because she started with, I don't know who it was, but she ended up with Rhysand.
Yeah. But that wouldn't surprise me. It was Tamlin that she started off with, yeah. But it wouldn't honestly surprise. But you see how that's actually more memorable than.
Why are they both? So both the male characters names start with a T that they were with, and then you've got the brothers or somebody else that they might end up with. Rhysand, Rorrik.
First of all,
Tamlin,
our
Tyrion.
names are traditional bad boy names.
Oh, okay.
So you've got Rhysand, You've got Ryle Kincaid from It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
Like all these bad, but like Ryan is like everyone knew Ryan was on Demon Time. Like when I was growing up as well.
But Rorrik. I think Rorrik is a
really awesome. Like,
yeah. I think Rorik's a very, very good character though. I mean, like calculated, dark. You don't know what his motivations are.
1 out of 25. 1 out of 25.
Yeah,
not bad.
But apart from that, this was a shocking attempt. I mean, I think you should get a 0 for the world building alone. I mean, if we're in fantasy, you should make a fucking effort.
100.
Like,
That's the if there's one thing you make effort on, it's that. This is the first time I ever want to give a book a minus score. If I can get away with it, if I can figure out a way to how I will.
I think I might give it. I'm thinking. Oh, you got to do one more. Okay.
I've got one more. Yeah. Honestly, I'm struggling to follow this story. I have absolutely zero interest in the love story, and I just can't help but feel that the author has shoehorned it in there to make it more attractive to a certain type of reader. Arvel seems a bit overpowered as well, which is a common thing with fantasy protagonists, especially female protagonists. People seem to be under the impression that it's misogynistic to have a woman show any kind of weakness whatsoever. To that I say nothing wrong with a bit of misogyny. Halfway through the book, it's revealed that Arvel can absorb the powers of her defeated enemies, which makes her about as invincible as it gets. So it's just like, the only way she could be any more powerful is if she could get their powers before defeating them.
Yeah,
but it would be the same ability though.
Yeah,
exactly, Peter Petrelli. But it would, if she could take it and they not have it anymore as well.
That would be
insane.
Serious.
But it's just like,
Everybody
she's
have to bow
already...
down.
It's just off rip, but she's already invincible. She's already invincible because like the more power she gets is just it's a volume, it's a math problem now. It's just a matter of adding them up. But
On to the ratings.
I thought it was honestly.
I want to give it 1. Just
I'm gonna give it a 1. I'll give it a 1 because of that joke where the emperor was like, "You thought that was the
that was Rorrik. Yeah. That was
you
Rorrik.
thought that was you thought that closet."
So you thought that was the Emperor's quarters?
Yeah, that made me laugh.
What kind of slum did you grow up in?
Disgraceful. Can't have that.
Oh, gosh. But yes, I couldn't wait for this book to end.
I couldn't, in good faith, recommend this to my worst enemy.
Well, that says it all. Till next time, I suppose.
Till next time.